And we are back.
We're back.
Game 5. Some would say Game 6.
It is Game 6.
Kinda. Irish Collegiate Championship Division 2 finals, and this is going to be the last game these two teams play. Have been at it for the last 4-5 hours, back and forth, neck and neck. All comes down to this one game.
Yeah, I love how the fact that after the first game, every single game has gone dead even at some point, and then just one game, or rather one team controls it. But that last game, it could not have been any closer. Because NCI were in the lead. NCI had the control, but it got to the point where in the game, I think it was 43 minutes into the game, 62-second death timers, and immediately DCU got the team kill, and they decided to just go for it, and that's why they got us right here for Game 5.
Yeah, and that was kind of a thing, because it was like so close. They trade these small advantages, and then NCI come up with the Baron, getting in here, but it's like, that's the break point. This is where this turns around. But then DCU just out teamfight them. Voltum next, just with those AoE crits on the Sivir, does absolutely massive amounts of damage and brings us to this final game into the pick ban phase for this one last time. Ivern, Orianna, Ari, Echo, all champions we won't be seeing again.
Every single time between both these two teams, it has been the same band. It's always the Ari, the Echo, the Orianna, Ivern, and Caitlyn as well. Last pick coming out for the side of NCI. They have the first pick potential. They can go for the Galio top lane, they can go for the Nautilus top lane, or even flex it towards the support. Vladimir as well being taken away, but that leaves the LeBlanc open for Nerea Fox. He could be picking that up, but the Lucian as well was left open as well. Looks like NCI are going to be picking that up.
Yeah, they can't pick any of Nerea Fox's champions away because they're on the red side. So they have to ban all three, and as a result, the Lucian's going to get through for Spectre. Galio instantly responded to by DCU. We'll see what they pick up with their second one here. Once again, they could look to deny something maybe, but I'd say it's most of all just getting a pick that could be banned away. Nautilus support, there we go.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Colossal did look probably the best we've seen him this series on that Nautilus in the game. Was very good at making those picks. Some of those hooks managed to get right on the money and set up some really nice fights for DCU.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every single time he gets those hooks, he gets those riptides going, just passive damage, going around the team fight, get the ultimate, the depth charge going as well, forcing Spectre to try and actually back out of the team fight, but it all came down to Voltumlex in the last game. So, oh wait, the Bard was left open, the Zac is also open as well, but what are they going to go for here? Because if they don't pick the Zac, they're going to choke Nerea Fox even more and take away his champion pull. What are they going to try and do here? They're with a kind of a sticky situation. In the situation, I don't know who they're going to go with, to be honest, but if I were them, I would prioritize Nerea Fox because there's already been too many bans right now, and if they ban even more, what is he going to go with?
Yeah, they're putting fate in either the Nerea Fox champion pool or Sharks'. It's going to be Sharks' actually, so we could see the jungle bans coming in next rotation. Narban also option as well, and I mean, they've already taken the Nautilus and the Galio. If they ban away the Gnar, we're going to be see something new this series from King Baldi's, but right now DCU on their last pick, and it's kind of what they don't want to once again risk the champion pool. A lot of mid laners off the board, they kind of have to go with that, and it will be the Syndra taken into the victor here for Billy Ray Dyrus.
Yeah, I mean, every single time he's actually played the champion, he's either popped off or did absolutely nothing in the game, just throughout the whole series. It's been going back and forth for Billy Ray Dyrus on the Syndra, and he's going to just go for it one last time sort of deal. He's going to say, doesn't matter, I'm going to go ham on this time. And it looks like he's going to be picking it up the Syndra for himself, and I love the fact that Gnar has been taken away, so King Baldi definitely going to have to be picking up something new that we haven't seen from him in this series, and definitely excited to see what it's going to be.
Yeah, and I'm expecting a Zac ban as well from DCU. I mean, that's what
has to be.
NCI have wanted to go for whenever it's been available, and I mean, they have the opportunity to take it away again because they wanted to prioritize that bottom lane. Jhin going to be denied for Voltum next. I believe it's the 5th time this series. They have made sure he cannot get that champion at all so far. I'm not sure why. I mean, like, I'm still kind of confused that they're still looking to ban that. Maybe he played it against them in the previous game and they're kind of wary of coming up against the Jhin again. But, I mean, we'll see. Zac, like I said, the ban for DCU. Their last ban going to be coming in. Any guesses?
For the side of NCI, it has to be, I mean, Colossal already picked, but it doesn't really matter. It's going to be Alex Dude's Elise. Yep. So that's early pressure gone away from the side of DCU, but what this means is they still have the first pick potential, which means Alex Dude has picked up the before he has the Kha'Zix, which isn't banned, and he can pick that up. It's definitely available, and it is a possibility for the side of DCU. NCI doesn't really play Kha'Zix that well, so they could pick the AD carry right now and then go for picking the support, but it doesn't really, doesn't really matter. They're going to go for the Kazakhs, and looks like Alex is going to be getting one of his favorite champions, and I don't even know how it got through.
The champion that was banned away from him in Game 1, first ban away from this team, I believe. NCI wary of Alex Dude on the Kazakhs, but because of everything else they felt they needed to ban, pops up, and now he's going to see if he can do what he needs to in Game 5. Malphite could be
He's played
the pick.
Once, if I'm not mistaken. King Baltic has played Malphite once, and it looks like it is.
There it is,
the Malphite. They're going to be trying to go for that Wombo combo. They believed in Dank Meeps on the Bard before, and they had Sharks going to be engaged every single time, but this time it's not going to be on Sharks, it's going to be on King Baldi. The jungler is yet to be picked for the set of NCI, unless they're going to go ham and go for a Malphite jungle. Not something I'd go for, but Rek'Sai could be the next possibility for the side of NCI. Oh, the Amumu! It is going to be the Amumu!
Okay, well, Unstoppable Force, Curse of the Sad Mummy.
Curse of the Unstoppable... Wait, Curse of the Unstoppable Chaos Storm.
Curse of the Unstoppable, yeah. Tempered Curse of the Unstoppable. I mean, the Tempered Fate always does set those up pretty nicely, you know, you land it in, and I mean, we saw Dak Beeps earlier in the series. His Tempered Fates were so good. Sivir, though, could be the pick once again. I mean, Voltanex very good on it in the last game, and going to go back to a Game 5. If it gets to that late stage, they probably want to focus him down a little bit better than they did last time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they focused him a little bit before. The thing is, they never really focused on Voltanex in the team fights because they just thought, he doesn't have items, he's not going to do anything. But it got to the late game. I think literally everyone here was surprised when Voltanex was literally just throwing away with those boomerang blades, throwing away with the ricochets, and the fact that he got 3 to 4 crits in a row with those ricochets shredded everyone. So we're definitely relying on that Sivir one more time, but Wombo combo from NCI. They have the synergy, they have the communication. Do they have the, I guess, this, what I'm trying to look for is the patience. Do they have that to actually wait for the right moment to get the engage command from Dank Meeps to pile it up with the Malphite's Unstoppable Force, with the Chaos Storm, with the Curse of the Sad Mummy? They have so much to go for them, and DCU can still play around that so well.
Yeah, we've seen both these teams, whether it be NCI sometimes, like you said, lack the patience and try force the fights when it's not the best time, or if it's DCU who kind of just maybe careless, step a little bit forward, then find themselves giving up those early mid-game picks that allow NCI to get that lead. Both these teams need to clean up those mistakes a little bit if they are to take this. Last game we saw, they were neck and neck, and something small like that could be just enough to tip the scales in favor of one or both teams.
Yeah, definitely, and honestly, DCU Titans, they have kind of a pick composition going in their favor. They have the, of course, the Nautilus, they have the Syndra, they have the Kazakhs, trying to make these sneaky plays. And if need be, they can go for the team fights with the Gallia, with the Nautilus as well. Scatter the Weak could actually do quite a good amount of damage, provided that he uses his ultimate, gets a lot of spheres absolutely everywhere, and then Scatter the Weak just stun everyone at the same time. Definitely something that Billy Darius can do. We've seen him do it before, and I think that he can actually do it again. But honestly, both these teams have fought so hard for such a long time today, and honestly, both of them deserve just such great praise, but it doesn't really matter. We're jumping into Game 5. Let's see DCU Titans and NCI Panthers for the last time on the Summoner's Rift.
Here we are. This is it. One game to decide between two teams who have been so close all game long. Arguably so close all tournament long. Their last series in the group stage was a complete slugfest, and this one has been no different. But this is it. Winner takes all. NCI. Pause!
Woo! Rage quit.
What do they do to the NCI players? It's like, oh, I'm pretty tired, you know. I'll just leave it. Just get someone to sub in, you know. There's probably someone in the audience.
I'm done. Please. I don't want to do this anymore. We don't get subs.
Want someone to sub in? No. I mean,
we don't get subs. We're going to go for the whole night.
He's off having the crack somewhere.
Yeah. For Ghost of Dreams.
Yeah. R.I.P. Never forget.
Never forget.
He will probably be back at some point, but I mean, he's been out, so like,
honestly, I think he'll actually be back before we finish the last series.
Oh no, unless it's like a super quick 3-0 and like, or like one of the teams just disappears like halfway into it, then yeah, I mean he should.
One of the teams, you mean Mighty Ducks?
I mean, I don't know. Manuth could just like vanish, like spontaneously combust.
No, they have a Star Destroyer. They can literally go wherever they want, just come back in like 2 minutes.
They are human too.
Look, there's a Star Destroyer.
Back into it. Let's see how this one works out. Both junglers looking over towards that bottom side. Maybe we'll see what kind of early jungle path they take again. Like I said, I want to see if this Kha'Zix works out for Alex Dude. Like I said, it's one of the champions he's most comfortable on, so will he have the early pressure that he's had on champions like the Elise and the Rek'Sai, or will it be kind of just a little bit more lackluster, more like the Olaf that he had in Game 2, where maybe more of a farm focus from him? But like I said, back to comfort, has to be happy with getting it and looking to have a big impact as a damage source in these fights.
Yeah, definitely we're going to be seeing Sharks. He started off on the red side. He's going to start off on the red side one more time this game. And Alex Dude again going to be starting off. Now, here's the thing. We haven't seen the Kha'Zix this entire series. And I'm definitely hyped about, about seeing what Alex Dude can actually do with his Kha'Zix, because he can either get so far ahead and just demolish the AD carry, demolish the backline, or he can do absolutely nothing.
Yep, I mean, that's kind of...
There's like no middle ground for the Kha'Zix.
Feast and famine nature of assassins sometimes, and Kha'Zix isn't really an exception here, so Alex Dude will be hoping for more of the feast, less of the famine. Try to get fed up on that jungler, but right now just clearing out the camps. Like I said, that early start means he may be looking for some top side, but Quinny has just been permanently pushing this lane, and this has to be the best matchup he has gotten all day. Malphite, not a lot of tools for him to really fight back until he gets to that level 6 points, so Quinny pushing in the wave and making life tough for King Baldi once again.
The thing is, it's not really only that for King Baldi on the Malphite, it's the fact that Malphite does really well into people who do a lot of AD damage. He builds armor, he scales off armor, he stacks armor. You can't stack armor against Quinny, not against the Galio, not against Billory Darius on the Syndra. This pick, the Malphite, DCU Titans can capitalize so much on the fact that King Baldi has a Malphite. Even if he gets to level 6, even if he gets to level 11, he needs to get to the very late into the game.
He jumps over the wall,
Sharks!
finds himself in a moo-moo, and
Isolation
Sharks
though!
follows to the wall, flash forward, Alex Dude follows, he's getting a lot of damage down, but he just needs to catch up. Banish toss actually, Sharks thinks he can do it, but first blood over to Alex Dude to finish it off. Now the mid laners want to fight it out, but the stun onto Billy means he may want to reconsider. Nuraha Fox actually backing out, feeling he might not have the numbers game. There's your Kha'Zix start for your first blood to DCU.
Definitely, and again, Alex, we were talking about him literally 2 minutes ago, seeing about what earlier pressure he can do. What is he going to get ahead? Is he going to go behind? But perfect positioning from him. He goes to take out his red buff, and Sharks, he could have gone for the Scuttle Crab, but instead we're just going to go back to Maria Fox. But honestly, again, got out of position. Sharks used the flash, and I like the fact that Alex Dude leaped in the pit, or leaped out of the pit to see Sharks, and then he flashed back in after him. And honestly, again, the isolation dealing so much damage just made it super easy for him to actually take him down. And free double buffs because he also got the kill himself, so he just refreshed the bus for himself.
Yeah, definitely. That's always nice when you can kind of get that, especially, and we'll see what he does with it. We'll see if he can kind of turn it into good ganks in these lanes and get himself some kills, get his laners some kills. We'll see over the next few minutes before he gets to that level 6 point. Sharks, meanwhile, once again, we saw this in the last game, kind of on the Moo, gave over that early first kill and was looking to pick up the pieces. Did a good job of it in Game 3, but this time around, can he have a repeat performance?
Yeah, definitely. I'm just looking at DCU here and NCI, and because Alex was able to get the kill, the first spec is actually going to go for a Caulfield's Warhammer, and that means he's just going to get a massive damage boost for himself, so he should be able to deal such a huge amount of damage this early into the game. CS difference isn't going to really make a big deal, but I think still Alex should be able to go for something here.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what he does look to go for. Right now, in the lanes, once again, top lane, Quinny is getting a very big CS lead early on in this one, and that's only set to develop more and more as he makes a recall and probably just going to head back to lane with items.
Alex Fox
though! Mid lane. No mana, flash blown for the victor means he is fine getting away from the jungle, but summoner down.
Yeah, it's still. Leap was used a little bit too early here. Coming out from Alex Dude, but trying to make a kill onto Rhaenyra Fox. The fact that he has no mana whatsoever means that Billy Darius still with the full mana can pressure. He does have the Lost Chapter, which means he has a good amount of mana to sustain himself with in that mid lane. But I like the fact that, again, this game is game 5 between both these teams. It's so spicy right now, and the fact that we have an Infernal just makes it even spicier. It's like a really spicy spice bag.
Yeah, I mean, Infernal is pretty hot like spicy food, so both teams will need to put pressure on that area of the map. They want those early stats. They want to transition it into those late game additions to your AD and your AP. So I imagine both teams will keep an eye on that area and try get control over this bottom side of the map, starting in these lanes.
Yeah, and again, honestly, we're looking at a composition here from the side of NCI. The fact that they have a composition that just scales again later into the game because they have the Malphite, the Mumu, the Victor. That's a massive amount of AoE damage that they have later on into the game. But the early game definitely will be in favor of DCU just because constant wave clear from Voltumnex going to be choking Spectre in that lane. The CS is still even, but Voltumnex again can just keep the pressure going and deny Dank needs to actually rotate, because if he does, they can go for a dive. But look at this. Sharks again might get caught out here. He is spotted.
There he goes. Billy gonna look to get him in, but the bandage toss me. Sharks kind of gets the safety. The ultimate dropping him low, but not low enough to take him down. DCU, right idea, but Sharks knew exactly how to get out of that one.
Yeah, definitely. He didn't have a flash, and neither did Alex, but he just knew that he should be safe. But I think it shouldn't be a problem for the side of NCI here. But look at Quinny. Quinny can catch out Sharks here.
Yeah, he manages to find him here.
Oh!
Okay.
Easy steal. Just one auto attack. Thank you very much for your troubles, and have a good night.
Punches the wolf and like waves the Sharks as he leaves.
I mean, he didn't really punch the wolf. He kind of just whacked his head down at the floor with like both his hands. That's his auto attack. It's like empowered.
Yeah.
It's
not really a smite, but you know, some kind of, I don't know what they would even call that if it's kind of just a slam in the ground. But I mean, most important thing, came away with the wolf, and I mean it's a nice little takeaway.
Gold XP denied from Sharks, gained for Quinny, so it's still a pretty good lead because you can look at this 500 gold lead in favor of Quinny in that top lane. He didn't have a kill, he doesn't have an assist, but 24 CS lead in his favor. Huge deal here, going in favor, of course, of Quinny in the top lane, but the CS difference in mid lane in the AD carry is not that big of a deal. Wave going to be crashing towards that turret, so Voltumnex should be able to cut a couple more minions, so it should be all even. Even the Kazakhs, Alex dude with the Sharks should be pretty even now, but honestly, the huge is still for Quinny in the top lane.
Yeah, and also that first blood gold that Alex dude managed to get himself puts him at that advantage over Sharks, and you could see him just applying that pressure on the map, looking for that Amumu whenever he can find them, because especially before level 6, Sharks can't really deal with the Kazakhs if he runs into him. So Alex dude, happy to play aggressive, knowing that in terms of jungler versus jungler, right now, he is the one with the advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Just looking at Raya Fox here is going to be going towards that blue buff, going to be able to get it. Not really, because Sharks is not even there. He just wants to actually have the vision and see if Alex Dude has been invading. And I love the fact that, again, look at the vision being set up here by both these teams. You got a control ward behind the red buff for NCI, and also a control ward behind the blue buff of the enemy team on DCU sides. But look at this, Raya Fox.
Yeah.
Thunderlords gets a little bit of damage,
Here
but here comes Alex Dude!
Shot onto him is not going to be enough. Syndra has the damage. Billy Ray Dyra's second kill of the game for DCU.
Yeah, and again, this focus from Alex Dude onto Billy Ray Dyra's in the mid lane, and again, knowing that Raya Fox does not have his flash, just knowing that he can go towards that mid lane, go for a repeat gank, get himself yet another kill, get Raya Fox behind. And honestly, DCU Titans definitely coming up massive at the beginning of this game, and they definitely want to control it. They're not giving up. They want that title, and they're going to go for it.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of start we saw out of them in Game 1. The very clean game that they took and had us all thinking, wow, is this what this team's really capable of? Since then, it's been a bit sloppier from them, but they seem to have managed to get themselves back together. Let's look at this kill once again in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, immediately, Raya Fox, the stun does whip action from Billy Ray but he baited Raya Fox. He waited at the right time. Alex Dude coming from the corner that is not warded, knowing that he wouldn't be spotted, but the massive amount of damage from Billy Ray but doesn't matter. Sharks!
Junglers fighting each other, but in comes the portal. Alex Dude might be the one outnumbered here. Sharks happy to keep chasing him, flash over the wall to get himself to safety there, not willing to risk it. Sharks, when he has the backup, he's happy to fight it out though, so Alex Dude may just want to be careful.
Yeah, definitely, and just looking towards Alex Dude again. So much pressure on him right now. He's keeping up, he's applying the pressure, but look at this NCI making a bold call. They know that there is vision. They're still going to go for this Infernal Drake, and also Alex Dude nowhere to be seen. This should be a free Infernal for the side of NCI, and the second dragon is going to be a mountain. Spicy memes going in this game, but honestly, I love the fact that this kind of works well for the side of NCI, and it puts DCU on a clock. 30 minutes, 35 minutes. If by that point you don't have an inhibitor taken down, and you actually have that sort of pressure going where you're forcing the Malphite to stay in a lane, and Quinny being able to stop him from TPing, NCI will have a wombo combo. But again, we can say that, but we can't really say they're gonna have the combo going properly.
Oh,
but here we go, Raya Fox!
Not gonna be focused up. Syndra ultimate gonna follow, but the flash got him to safety before Alex Dude could really do a lot of damage in that case. They're laying down the pressure on that NCI star player. They're making Nuraha Fox as uncomfortable as possible, and it seems to be working so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if they focus on Nuraha Fox, because honestly, looking at the game and how it was, looking at the series as a whole, and how it actually broke down from the beginning to the end, honestly, I think at that point, Sharks and Spectre might be not playing to their full potential, and Nuraha Fox would be the one at this point just trying to make sure that the team stays together and the team tries to focus. And the fact that Alex to Billy Ray Dars, they're playing the mental game. They're focusing on someone who would be the most sane person on the side of NCI right now, and they're making sure that they set him behind. And again, the repeat ganks must be getting to one. Look at this, first break gold. Looks like it should be going for DCU.
Not able to get it. Sharks making that rotation over in DCU. Not going too hard to try get that one in the end. So just going to swing over towards that bottom side of the map and see if they can get any sort of pressure there. Playing a little bit passively, I think, right now, but keeping themselves around the mid lane for the moment. That tower is very low if they do want to group and siege it down, so could be a plan for them. Tempered Fate going to catch out Billy Ray Dars, and this should be the pick coming in. A bandage toss comes in a bit too early. Unstoppable Force, though, is on time. Heroic entrance might be enough to keep Billy Ray Dars alive, but too many members for NCI, and this could just be Quinny's fate sealed. Has to flash over the wall to get himself to safety. Bit of damage with the Winds of War, but his mid laner already fallen.
Oh, Spectre, though!
Spectre find the same fate at the bottom lane. Exhaust up to him. Bolton next. You don't want to tag. A bit awkward as they try to get down to this one. Colossal the one tagging. Heal there for Spectre. He's going to dash forward. Trying to keep the Nautilus alive.
The last auto attack. There it is.
Gonna get it. Spectre hangs in 1v2 and trades.
Yeah, it still trades 1-for-1, but I think the side of NCI, their focus is to not let that turret fall. They do not want to give away that first break goal, but really good rotations again by NCI towards that top side. But what is going on here? Okay, the camera just jumped. I thought that actually something happened, but doesn't matter. We're going to get a replay here. Billy Ray Dars, perfect Tempered Fate coming out from the Bard. This is why they take the pick, and the bandage toss literally less than a second too early. Doesn't really matter. They have the Galio coming in. They get the kill onto Billy Ray Dars just because of the Chaos Storm. Quiddy's going in 1v4. There's only so much he can do. He's forced to flash. He's forced to get out of there. But still, 1-0 in favor of NCI and Spectre on the bottom lane here. He had the choice of just running away. He had the heal to get the movement speed to get behind the minions and not allow Colossal, but he decided to greed for it, and it paid off for him. But the fact that he dodged towards Voltum next with it, the fact that he dashed towards him, he could have dashed away, gotten the kill and gotten out of it, but honestly, still doesn't matter. He died. He still got a kill, relieved a little bit of pressure, and NCI are fighting back.
Yeah, and Voltum next didn't come away from that one with the kill in that scenario. It went over to Colossal's Nautilus, so I mean, Spectre will be pretty happy with how that turned out, I think, considering he's the one coming with the more gold in terms of the 80 carries. Still got to keep an eye on that mid tower, though. I mean, it is so low. All it takes is a few members grouping and NCI to not be properly prepared, and the auto attacks will be enough to finish it off. So tense moments here, seeing if they can push down a tower themselves, but they haven't done a lot of damage so far. Quiddy looking for the rotation mid lane here. Sharks sitting on a control ward, so they're not exactly sure where the Amumu is, although I think they have a decent idea. Yep.
He's on a control ward. It doesn't really see him.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's not attacking means they don't see him. But again, you could go for a pick here.
Yep.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I don't know if they
They're
know.
literally right next to each other. No one knows it.
Billy Ray Dars is there.
Oh, they're going to guess, though!
They see he's there. Flash from Sharks. You can see Alex Dude popping the Kazakh's ultimate. Maybe seeing if he could catch out an Amumu for himself. But
they sense
Sharks
the tears from the Amumu. That Sharks, they sense the tears from Amumu. And they know that he's there. They know something's there, but doesn't really matter. But honestly, for a couple of minutes, Victor has been trying to deal with this on his own in the bottom side of the map. Colossal Christ going to get hooked onto Dank Meeps here.
Yeah, Sharks is close by though, so the man advantage. Voltadex taking so much damage from Spectre right at the start. Culling not in range, but even then, there's a Colossal for him to turn to if he wants to take the kill. And take the kill he will. Spectre second of the game on that Lucian.
Still NCI able to capitalize here because of the misposition coming in from the side of DCU. But still, a little bit of pressure relieved from the bottom lane. A little bit of pressure relieved. Oh, the Temper Fate lands again. The Ray of Fox!
Billy Ray Dars. Oh, got a lot of damage on the Dank Meeps, but even then, Nuraha Fox happy to finish that one up. Set up by his support yet again. Once again, when they get the bar, Dank Meeps so good at setting up these picks with his ultimate here. And now NCI are the ones who have the pressure in that mid lane.
Yeah, they're poised to go for a gravity field. Comes up for good measure to make sure that they zone Alex Dude away. They're going to put a good amount of hurt onto this, but here comes Quinny, the savior of DCU, comes in towards the mid lane to try and just stop this pressure. And we're going to get a lovely replay here of Billy Darius. And look at this, Dank Meeps. Again, this right here. That's why you ban his Bard. He's able to get it, but still, beautiful burst coming up from Naraya Fox. But again, time and time again, Dank Meeps is setting up kill after kill after kill.
Yeah, the Flash so close to getting Billy Ray Darius out of that one, but Dank Meeps had his number in that case, and Naraya Fox was able to get the kill off the back of it, which is exactly what you want. I mean, you got 2 of your kills on your mid laner, 2 of your kills on your AD carry. It's just a general good recipe for success when your carries are the ones getting the kills here. So NCI so far so good, but I mean, the overall goal lead, despite the fact they're ahead in kills, despite the fact it's level in towers, it's 2.5k for DCU. So just in terms of items, I mean, they're the one taking more power, and with first brick gold going over to the Syndra, that has to spell trouble for NCI.
Yeah, definitely not the greatest of rotations coming up from NCI, but DCU really well played for them, knowing that there is still a couple of people. They knew that they were kind of trying to clear the wards behind that Dragon Pair, and they thought, yeah, I have a little bit of breathing room here. I can go towards the mid lane. I can kill the turret, but 650 gold free going towards Billy Ray Darius. And honestly, on that Syndra, we've seen him pop off before. And honestly, if he keeps this up, if he keeps getting those minis, if he keeps farming up those turrets and getting those kills, we're definitely going to see him pop off again.
Yeah, DCU last game were good at making those picks. They had the Elise Ari combo. This time it's quite a bit different with the Syndra and the Kha'Zix. But hey, why? If they can do it on one set of champions, why not another? So we'll see if they can make that happen this time around with the leads that both Alex Dude and Billy Ray Darius have been able to get. First brick gold also opens up the map a little bit. And that top tower already very low. Got another pause coming in, so I wonder what's up on this side. Hopefully we can get it resolved soon and get back into this one, because this game still in the balance, even with the lead that the Titans have. NCI constantly look like they're able to take these fights and have been all series long. That has been their one thing they can always fall back on. They seem to get these skirmishes better. Just need a few of those and they can find themselves taking the goal lead.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm actually looking towards the bottom side. We're talking about the gold lead that DCU actually have, but 2,000, 2,500 gold, even 3,000 at this point after the first brick gold. And the fact that Sivir actually has a call that he picked up before, and it's on 11 stacks. So after 11 more kills, he's gonna, or 11 more minions rather, 2 waves, he's gonna be able to get a boost to his gold 350, sell the call, get 100 extra gold, and he's just constantly keeping the gold going. He's constantly farming up to get to the point that he got to last game, where he just constantly spammed those ricochets and spammed those auto attacks with the boomerang blades and shredded everyone from the side of NCI. That's Voltumnex's target right there, because yeah, you can try and wombo combo, but if Voltumnex isn't one of those people that's being wombo comboed, then he's going to shred everyone still.
Yeah, he's been mostly left alone so far this game. Him and Colossal maybe caught out that one time towards the bottom side, but aside from that, they've just been happy to try push in the lane the bottom side. Going against the Lucian and Bart, considering how comfortable the champions are for that NCI duo lane, is a bit of a tougher task, but even so, they're managing to keep themselves even, trying to capitalize on Spectre whenever Dank Meeps is looking for the roams on the Bard. And as a result, I mean, they're, like I said, they're ready for that late game point we saw last time when Sivir can just put out that massive AoE damage.
Yeah, and also we're talking about the rotations from Dank Meeps, and 3 assists out of 4 kills, constantly keeping the pressure up. I know he got another one, but Alex should be able to get away. No follow-up this time coming up from the side of NCI, but I think even if anything was to happen, Mountain Drake going to be spawning within the next, well, now.
Yep.
So it should be the next objective. But the thing is, this is what I like about the Bard pickup. Since they're on blue side, they can go for those sneaky dragons. Even if they have control wards outside the pit, it won't have vision on the people inside the pit. Yes, it might be able to see the dragon, but it might be a little bit too late at that point. And could be something that the side of NCI can actually go for. Because we've seen before, people on the red side, where they have the Bard, they go for the sneaky Baron plays, where you have the Skull Crab, but it doesn't show the dragon, it doesn't show the Baron either. So this could be something that both these teams can actually play around.
Yeah, there is that ward in the pit to catch him out, but like you said, DCU would need to be pretty quick on the trigger finger if they are to catch him, if NCI look to sneak into the pit that way. But I imagine they're keeping an eye on the top lane. Once again, Quinny, non-stop pressure, over 50 CS advantage in his favor.
They're sending on a ward.
Yep.
And it's still the fact that they're standing on it, no idea, trying to make a play, and no one has a red trinket other than Dank Meeps at this point. Sharks is level 9, so he should have picked up one by now, but I guess he might have turned level 9 at this point, but it doesn't really matter. Need to be picked up, need to be traded pretty soon, because you can already see on the flip side, Alex Sud has picked up his red trinket. And blue picked up by both AD carries so far, but looking so far both these teams, they're trying to make a play towards the Mountain Drake. They're trying to see if they can get that vision going and go for the team fight, but you can't forget, we're 20 minutes into the game right now. 4,000 gold is still in the for DCU. Malphite only has a Spirit Visage. That gives him nothing towards his abilities. He gets no extra damage out of that.
No, right now his only job is to resist the magic damage. Colossal reaching for the tower, but it's not reaching far enough. Voltum next goes down. Colossal will follow. Spectre able to get that now on a killing spree. And NCI group up bottom lane and take 2 more kills.
Yeah, and with those picks, they're able to apply a little bit more damage. The thing is, they have a choice here. They can either go for the dragon or go for the bot lane turret. They decide to go for the dragon. That is a more important objective to scale later on into the game. They want that extra damage towards those objectives later on as well. So, good call from NCI, be able to get both these kills onto Voltum Next and Colossal, and really well played so far from there. And then they're able to get yet another objective so far. Infernal, Mountain, and we're going to be getting yet another Mountain in about 6 more minutes.
Yep, a lot of Mountain Drakes coming in, so objectives better watch out. Quinny looking to see if he can finish the push for that top tower, but not sure if the wave's going to last long enough. Baldy trying to focus on him, trying to focus on the wave. I think Quinny might want to wait it out, but that's going to be the tower in the bottom lane falling, so first on the board for NCI. And they're really making headway coming back at that goal advantage that DCU have, although, I mean, Sintra's just free pushing in the mid lane. That's going to get a lot of damage down. I mean, they dropped top
no one's there, because he knew that everyone had to recall after the dragon. And already three quarters HP of the turret is actually just gone because of DCU. Really good decision making right there. Oh, Sharks though.
Yeah, Colossal found the Moo, but there's Tank Meeps to escort him to safety through his magical journey, so we'll be fine. I mean, DCU have members on the bottom side of the map if they want to make a push for that tower right now, but I'm not sure if they know that they have the numbers advantage that they do. Going to actually just clear out a control ward there, and with Sharks now trending towards that bottom side of the map, going to be a bit tougher for them to push for that last outer tower. And Colossal, once
Colossal
again.
Christ, yet again. We've seen this so many times. In the first game, the second, the third, the fourth, you name it, all games.
Yep.
Even the 4.1 game.
Yep, that happened as well. Actually, that happened probably the most in that game because he was playing Lulu, which was kind of the least tanky, so... but, I mean, he got the flash to get away, so I think maybe his aggression was a little bit more... I'm not going to say safe, because that's kind of an oxymoron, but you know what I mean, like... He was able to do that because he knew that he had that safety valve. If he did get caught out, the flash over the wall meant he was fine, didn't give over a kill in that case. Raise down the summoner, which can be pretty important, especially if they want to make these picks. No flash hooks available for the Nautilus.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm looking at just both these teams at this point. Atomization so far. Orc already being picked up by the Lucian, Spectre. And Black Cleaver going to be picked up next. Definitely what he needs. He cannot go for the Triforce, not against Colossal, not against Quinny, but we're looking at something here. Dank Memes. Going to be trying to clear a little bit of vision. Going to be trying to rotate here, but Alex Sud just lurking in the brush, trying to wait for his moment to pounce onto the enemy. Billy Darius could be looking for a stun. Not going to be able to get anything out of it though, but again, because he's forced to take the long way out, that's again a little bit of damage. Even Sharks joins in, and this could be the turret coming up for NCI, and they get themselves something out of nothing.
Yeah, DCU backing off, maybe not wanting to get a hit by that Malphite ultimate, giving Baldi a lot of space in that scenario. So they did have Voltum next in the bottom lane the whole time, so they will be trading across the map. But NCI have all 5 mid lane. They could look to keep this pushing and try to get something down. We saw the Temper Fate go down. Catching out Billy Ray. Sharks follows forward. Christmas at Bubby. No escape for the Syndra, and King Baldi's going to take away the kill. Quinny now has to flash to safety, but Colossal's the focus instead. He escapes, but Quinny does fall. 2 kills to NCI as they find the fix, and now looking to find the tower.
Tempered Curse of the Sad Chaos Storm. There it is, coming up for NCI. Able to get the Wombo combo. Beautiful bandit toss coming out from Sharks, and again, Dank Meeps showing up exactly why you ban the Bard away from him, why you take that champion away from him every single time, making so many plays. 24 minutes, we could be seeing an inhibitor turret get taken down here.
Yeah, Voltum next, the short range, he can't step so far forward, and that will be the inhib tower going down. NCI off the back of that, able to take so much and make inroads into this DCU base already.
Out of nowhere as well. Again, honestly, Gotta give it to Dank Meeps. As soon as he got that Tempered Fate, immediately everyone on the side of NCI knew exactly what they had to do. All of them were thinking the exact same thing, and honestly, I can't thank Sharks enough for landing that Bandage toss, waiting the fact that also Billy Ray Darius wasted his flash and still, in the end, got caught. Watch the second right here. Focus on Dank Meeps, and again, at the very, very edge, Billy Ray Darius could have flashed against Step, but perfectly predicted Sharks with the Bandage toss. Here we go. Curse of the Sad Money, knock up with Unstoppable Force, and it comes down to the Chaos Storm as well, and NCI pick up 2 kills, pick up a turret, and pick up an inhibitor, but capitalizing on the mistake that DCU made being caught out of position.
Yeah, Sharks managing to just get that bit of CC that was needed to turn that into the 2 kills and the 2 towers that they were able to take. And DCU once again maybe left just picking up the pieces a little bit. The tower lead that they had, that they were developing throughout the game, gone. They are down on Drakes. They have that small goal lead, but I think the Infernal Drake that NCI were already able to pick up means that it's effectively the same in terms of stats. So these teams once again even, but NCI have all that space to work with in the middle lane. Yeah,
exactly. With those stats that they're getting from the Dragons, 1 Infernal, 1 Mountain with another Mountain spawning in less than a minute right now. Both teams don't have... They have a lack of vision towards that objective, but honestly, you can already see what NCR are focusing. They have a couple of wards set up in the enemy jungle for the side of DCU on that red side. They have a couple of wards set up in the Baron pit as well, and they're just poised to wait for the right moment to strike, because we saw all it takes is for Dank Meeps to land 1 Tempered Fate on 1 person. That's all NCI actually need. And every time that actually happens, they're able to get a team fight going. With the Mountain Drake again spawning in 30 seconds, there's a TP going towards the top lane. This is a Baron call!
They started the Baron. They knew NCI were on the bottom side. Now they're making the call, but scared to stick around with NCI making the rotation over. Scared of being caught out by that Malphite ultimate, to be fair. DCU trying to make the bowl play, but look at the pressure they concede. Mountain Drake spawning just now. NCI in the area. Recalls came in for DCU.
And that's the problem where DCU made a mistake. They made the wrong call at the wrong time. They decided to go for Baron, knowing fully well that the side of NCI is going to be going towards that Drake. Last Drake not going to be as spicy as we would like it to be, but honestly, I'm just waiting right now for NCI because they were able to have such a good amount of vision set up at the Baron. They knew where they had to focus. They knew where they needed to allocate their resources, and the fact that they had those wards, the fact that they knew DCU was going for that, clutch vision coming up from the side of NCI, because if DCU was able to go for it, that would have bought them so much time, and they were able to push NCI so far into their own base. With the mid lane turret already poised to get destroyed, I think DCU would have been able to do so much. But NCI is still trying to keep up the pressure. 40,000 to 42,000, 28 minutes into the game, 2,500 gold, not really a big deal. It's still something going in favor of DCU, but with the past team fights that we've seen, it doesn't really matter for NCI. They're just going for the fights, and they're winning them time and time again.
Yeah, fall back to plan A that they worked for them in Game 2 of the series, worked for them in Game 3 of the series, tried to pull it off in Game 4, but DCU seemed to have their number this time around. It's getting them back in this one. Those Drakes going to be so, so huge when it comes to them pushing, when it comes to them fighting. DCU... Their terror control was good, but it was just that one fight that gave NCI everything they wanted, and as a result, DCU kind of needs to once again make that regroup happen. Baron is the only objective up on the map right now. Next Drake is a Cloud. Been spoiled a little bit so far this game.
No, it's a Fiesta. Clown Drake. Hey, I call it a Clown Drake, okay? Sue me.
Okay. Yep, Baron, like I said, the only objective there, and NCI, that top outer tower was still up, so they have their 80 carry over there. Dank Meeps is close by and rotating their mid lane up, so they will have quite a bit of presence in there. Like you said, he's just biding his time, man. He's waiting for the right moment to just hit an unsuspecting member of the DCU team.
Yeah, but Voltmex is the wrong member because he has the spell shield. So he needs to focus on someone else. They have the vision set up. They have no vision whatsoever in the enemy jungle, so they can go for the Baron, but it would be an extremely risky play right now. The top lane, or rather bot lane, is being pushed by King Baldi. Queenie is trying to rotate. He is spotted towards the mid lane, but look at this. Because NCR are going towards the top lane, DCU can just run it down mid and get the turret. But they decide to pull away and just let the minions, and they're going to try and rotate towards the bottom side, but Odelock's not going to try and do anything about it. Might thinking about recall, but going to stop instead.
There's going to be that period of time where Quinny gets to that bottom lane, and then the TP advantage is in favor of NCI. They can send that Malphite to the fight and will have a 5v4 until Galio can get close enough. Ooh, that Scatter the Weak hitting on Dank Meeps, but Billy Ray Dyrus not stepping too far forward and trying to turn that into a kill off the back of that. And nothing really happened at the top there in the end. Like you said, they might have been waiting for that Tempered Fate to come in and set up a pick, but choosing not to blow it on the Sivir, who can Spell Shield and Volt him next, has been pretty quick, using those flashes, those dash abilities to get himself to safety. I imagine the Spell Shield is no different, so NCI, this might just be the patience that we were talking about, making sure that if the play isn't going to work out, not being like, okay, well, we need to try this. It's just kind of a case of considering their options and not overcommitting for something that is risky.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I'm looking towards the itemization a little bit. Knight's Vow, first item being picked up by the Bard. He did finish his support item as well, but honestly, definitely not the kind of champion I would expect someone to buy Knight's Vow on. I mean, even at this point later on into the game, King Baldelox can actually go for the Knight's Vow, but the fact that Meeps just has, he is 007, he is James Bond, he can do whatever the hell he wants, but NCI rotating towards the top lane, get themselves a free turn, get themselves some gold, but Quinny's still trading to a tier 2 for a tier 1. DCU get the advantage.
Yep, just having that Galio split pushing in the bottom lane makes it
Sharks.
happen. They have the teleport as well, but Quinny will need to be pretty quick on pulling the trigger on that. King Baldi and Sharks both looking for the engage, the stoppable force and bandage toss out to try get them onto any member of DCU.
Quinny's knocking
DCU
down the inhibitor turret in the bottom lane.
And yeah, the inhib turret now being focused here. Now it's kind of a game of teleport coming out from King Baldi, not going to be cancelled, so he will have to go back. They can set up a 5v4.
Quinny has a TP
for Quinny if he wants to start this fight.
NCI cannot go for the fight right now because they know they do not have the TP advantage. They will be having the numbers disadvantage going in favor of the side of Quinny and DCU at this point. But look at this, Quinny doesn't even care. He's not going to be using the TP. He's actually getting pinned towards the mid lane. I think they actually spotted him out because of the mid lane turret, so they know where he is. Wave rather in the mid is going to be pushing in favor of DCU, but both these teams at this point, they got to the point where both of them just don't want to do anything anymore. They're waiting for the other team to make a mistake. We waited. We talked about this before. We talked about this in the Champions, so like thinking about DCU, NCI. Both of these teams are just going to be waiting for the right moment. And right now, they're just going to be waiting for a couple of minutes because it's either going to be the Baron or the next Dragon. The Dragon's not going to be a big deal, but the Baron sure as hell will be.
Most certainly indeed. Quinny going to recall in that bottom lane, his split pushing adventures ceasing for the moment. With that Baron, a big focus for both sides. NCI once again controlling vision. They have done this well all series long, and why stop now, especially when that could be the thing that makes or breaks such a close game. And the longer it goes on, you talked about DCU being put on a clock. NCI, with those added stats they're getting from that Inferno, going to help them out just a little bit. Those Mountain Drakes are going to come into play when it comes to these sieges. As the game goes on, things become slightly more favorable for NCI, and DCU, not wanting to make too risky of a play, are kind of just letting it happen.
Yeah, and Quinny gonna get stunned, gonna get a little bit of poke,
Yep.
but here comes Sharks, here we go!
Tempered Fate is actually going to hit one at the backside, and now they're going to look for him. Sharks flash ultimate onto Billy Ray Dyrus. Zonius does come out though to keep him alive for a little bit longer, as Sharks is dropped by the Syndra, who managed to survive it all. Nurhel Fox with the AoE in the back, trying to get the squishies, but no one dropped just yet. Quinny leading the charge at the front.
And some whole force still available.
Tank up everything.
Still available.
Trying to get one, but you need to watch out for the laser. Will back off after Nurhel Fox nearly drops him in the middle of that fight, and DCU end up coming away for that one kill for nothing.
Yeah, especially that Sharks is the one that's actually taking him down. Looks like the Clouddrake is poised to go in favor of DCU unless somehow Merkel still comes up from NCI, but here's the thing, it's a Clouddrake. You do not need to contest this. You don't need to go for the fight, but King Boltadox has the unstoppable force. He wants to go for this. He wants to get the kills. He wants to go for the fight.
Yeah, he's leading the charger, goes into the back, gets the two with the flash, cosmic binding from Dank Meeps, and that is it. Boltum next is gone. Alex Dude has to run for the hills here. Quinny, the only member left nearby, and he's not stopping that Drake from going down. They get the ultimate and the combo after it, take away the Cloud Drake and a kill with it.
I mean, they took out Sharks. They expected, yeah, the enemy junglers dead, we can still go for this, but the fact is, all their ultimates, all their summoners, they were all gone. All the resources were already used. they had nothing to actually go on, and they still greeted for that Cloud Drake. It was a Cloud Drake. It's nothing. It's not a big deal for them, but they still decided to go for it, knowing fully well King Boldelux still had his unstoppable force. He waited himself for the right moment, and the fact that he landed that combo that again with Dank Meeps, with the Q coming out. Beautiful stun coming out from Voltum next, and still able to get themselves a kill and the next dragon as well. With the Elder Drake, that's going to be colossal DCing. That's going to be 4 Drakes if NCI actually able to secure it, and that's again 225 true damage with every spell, with every auto attack from every member from the side of NCI.
Yeah, Colossal's just like, yeah, report my team. Bad shot calls.
Report for feed?
They're not really feeding.
Report
I mean, they're
Voltum
downing
for,
kills. It's
you know,
more
feeding.
for kind of... I imagine it's the cause. It's like, hey, let's push for this tower, and then his team just run towards Drake, and then it's like, I'll report.
I think at that point, Voltum next was trying to type something. It's like, someone peel for me, and then he got, you know, unstoppable force.
Hashtag peel for Voltum next.
And then as soon as he got knocked up, he's just like, rip.
Yeah.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, nice teams, easy. You know, all that kind of stuff that you bring out in all your solo
GG
games.
report team.
Yeah. You're pretty toxic, aren't you, dude?
No comment.
All right, but looking at the state of the game that it's at right now, once again, it's like the last game where it's like it's just constantly so even between them, but this time we're seeing one team as it goes on in a position where they can kind of just move ahead, and that's NCI. We saw them slightly making a little better macro decisions at this point, fighting a little bit better than DCU seem to be doing most of the time, and have those scaling stats which are going to help them out.
Yeah, definitely, and honestly, NCI's last team fight wasn't really the best one, really. I'm not talking about the one at the Dragon Pit. I'm talking about the one before that, when Sharks was the one that actually got picked off. He went a little bit too ham, he flashed in, he used his ultimate. But that doesn't really matter. We're going in where NCI are going for the Baron, and honestly, Alex Dude is nowhere to be seen. He's actually next to the Dragon Pit.
Stop the pause, start the Baron here. Alex Dude though needs to find a way in, but Dagme's going to zone it now.
Here we
Ray
go.
Darius though, going to drop that Baron, and now they have to back off the Baron. Alex Dude jumps in, but they've left the Baron alone, and now he's just looking for someone to take down. Sharks jumps on the Kha'Zix, Spectre finishes them off. First kill of the fight. Sharks should drop Bolton next, eventually gets the kill, but the Baron has been going after him the whole time. King Baldy drops him before he drops himself. Does he? He does. Ray Darius with the kill. Spectre looking for the Syndra at the back of the fight. Zonya's going to come in though, and Colossal might be able to bail his mid laner out. Couple more autos.
Oh!
Finish off Spectre at the back. Winds of War not going to connect at the end. Look at the health bars on the side of NCI, but they barely make it out in an even fight.
Blinking absolutely everywhere across the rift. Every single member at this point, but that team fight. A little bit greedy coming from NCI to go for the Baron, knowing fully well that the side of DCU had all members up, everyone was available. They could go for it, they could have gone for the fight, they could have taken it. DCU just waited, and yet again, I think a little bit of lack of positioning coming out from one of the members, staying a little bit too close to the Baron, and then in comes King Boldelux. He got the ultimate spell shielded, but he just literally knocked up the Sivir right in the face and got the kill because the Baron would just dealt a little bit too much damage and he had no way to actually sustain himself. He has Infinity Edge, he has SS Reaver, he has the Phantom Dancer, but no lifesteal.
Yeah, he does a lot of damage, but I mean, we're looking at that, like, you never want your AD carry attacking the Baron at all, because the Baron completely shreds the squishy members of your team at all points in the game, and Voltum next thinking, okay, well, this is where I can sit. I'm safe at this point in the fight, but I mean, you're not safe from Baron when you stand there, so ends up being even. Voltum next, once again, making the aggressive plays that his team needs, but in this case gives over his life for it and will need to position himself just a little bit better when it comes to these fights to have the impact that he did last game.
Yeah, even Steven. So far between both these teams, 56,000 to 52. It's still DCU. They're a third behind. They're 4 dragons behind. They're 5 kills behind, but they're still 3,000 gold ahead. But that's at DCU, and that is purely on farm. I'm looking again top lane, 1.5k gold lead in favor of Quinny, 1,000 gold lead as well in favor of Alex Dude in the jungle. Mid lane as well, 1,100 for Ray Darius, and the 80 carries pretty even, 300 gold difference, but 1,000 gold lead per member difference, and the supports 300 gold lead. Dank Meeps, the only person with a gold lead on his team.
Yeah, Dank Meeps carrying the flag here for NCI over his opponent, but like you said, all advantages. But the stats that NCI have through those Drakes means that it's not really that important that DCU have that goal lead, so it's going to still be pretty even in terms of damage, and then it just comes to raw team fighting skill on how you execute. Right now, NCI pushing for that exposed inhibitor. Should see a fight break out here. You can see Billy Ray Dyrus angling for the picks to start it off with that Scatter the Weak, but that's off cooldown, and they don't want to tread too far forward. They're just going to let the inhibitor go down. NCI have opened up the base here without an answer from DCU.
Yeah, NCI indeed opened the gates, and they keep opening for a couple of minutes with the inhibitor falling down here, and it looks like they might be rotating towards the Baron, might be going for it at this point. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it right now, but the thing is DCU, they know this is happening, they're going to go for it. Gonna just leave the ward, they know it's there, but they don't care. And honestly, NCI decide to just keep it safe, just, you know, reset the game for now and wait until another objective spawns, because what they can actually do at this point is wait until the Elder Drake spawns. They can go for, we don't really need Baron, our team fight is what gets us the wins. They can go for the Elder Drake, get themselves that extra true damage, and they go for the team fights there, because Baron helps their siege a little bit, but they're focusing on team fights. They're focusing on killing the members of DCU, and that's the win condition. Whereas for DCU, they don't want to be forced in that sort of position, and they want to try and go for a split push. They do not want to fight in a one-book combo, unless somehow they actually avoid and they actually dodge away from the skill shots and just run away from the ultimates. Because if NCI whiff them, DCU just automatically win the team fight.
You can see Alex too looking over the wall, seeing if he can find someone on their own, someone squishy, someone that he can pick off as this Kha'Zix, but no one stepping forward into the trap that the Titans had set, so they're going to back off. A lot of vision from that Scuttle Shrine in the river, so they know where DCU are going to.
Super Minions running it down mid. This is what NCI need to do. They need to wait until the Super Minions are threatening a Nexus turret, if not both of them, and then go for this Baron. It looks like Nankme is just clearing some vision.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to be dealing with super Minions in the base at the moment. But this is the thing. This is what NCI need to do. They need to go for it. You can see the helpings. You can see the pings coming out from NCI, but no one is going for it. No one is actually helping him. And they could have actually gone for it. They have the two Mountain Drakes, and look at this. DCU is actually too far away. They could start the Baron, but they're waiting for it. And they decide to do it in the end and back off.
I was ready for it, man. I was ready for the Sharks Game 5 Baron startup to see what actually happened.
Like, if I had a chair, I would have thrown the chair at this point. But like, there's nothing for me to throw.
Yeah, Coach Stu is not happy with the calls that NCI are making right now, but
I want a pillow call tantrum right now, just to throw.
But right now, they're grooving up towards the top lane. They have a good bit of pressure once again. The Malphite affords them quite a bit of a zone that they can play with at this. Seeing if they can find something on the side.
Fate, here we go!
Is going to land on Quinny to start this one off. They actually want to see if they can find the engage. They lock up Alex Dude as well. Voltamex going to look for it, but he's
focus on Voltamex!
Right onto the Sivir. So low. Spell Shield at the back, trying to finish him off, but he's out of the fight. Syndra's out of the fight. The Tag's trying to deal with the members of NCI. Shutdown comes in. Voltamex is rejoined. Second kill goes over to Quinny onto the bar. Spectre now stepping up, trying to get someone. Not able to get another, but it is a triple kill before he falls. And now it's the Tag fight. Quinny versus King Baldy. Who will reign supreme? It might be neither of them, as they're just going to run to make the chase happen.
Oh, here we go, Quinny. No mana. He does have flash, but he's not going to go for it. But look at this. Super Minions on the base, threatening the inhibitor, or rather the Nexus turret at this point. But that team fight, DCU still come out with an advantage 3-4-4, whereas it is a team fight composition for NCI, and Spectre going a little bit too ham. He could have played it a little bit safer. You could have tried to pick them off one by one. Nexus turret survived with how much HP? Show us that HP of the Nexus turret.
That tower
91!
So
91 HP on that Nexus turret. One auto attack from the Super Minion.
Just so it can kind of, you know, sit in base, nurse its health, try regen a little bit. With that so low, though, they need to keep an eye on the waves constantly pushing towards that Nexus, so they lose the Nexus tower and suddenly the Super Minion is going to be a lot more lethal to the chances of DCU.
Yeah, but look at this team fight right here. Again. They get the Temper Fate onto Quinny. Look at the bottom side of the map here. They get the Temper Fate knowing that Quinny's actually trying to recall. They're focusing on Wraith. They still force the flash, so they have that. They know that much information. Then they try and focus on Quinny. King Goldilocks still, or Alex is locked up. Voltamex focused, but still is able to run away. Watch Spectre right here. He tries to buy as much time as possible. He's between 3 tanks, but still able to go out of it. What? NCI secure themselves the Elder Drake and get the rush of true damage that they needed. I wanted to cover that before the replay, and they 4 dragons. That means 20% extra damage from the Mountain Drakes. That means it's 30 now. 12% extra damage AD and AP for themselves. 32.5 movement speed. from the Cloud Drake as well. All those buffs going in their favor, plus the 225 true damage going in favor of NCI. They're just going to shred through DCU right now with all the true damage that they have, with all the wombo combos that they have. NCI right now poised to go for the bottom lane and poised to go for the win.
Yep, Inhib in that middle lane has respawned, so the leaking might have stopped for the moment for DCU, but NCI, Elder Drake on them, such a huge advantage in their favor. And that tower just pops, I mean.
30% extra damage coming out from the Elder Drake buff as well. They're going for the buff. They don't even care about the Baron buff right now. And they could go towards the mid lane and go for the open inhibitor. But here we go, trying to go for a team fight here. They're waiting for the right moment. And they're going to go to mid.
Yeah, I mean, they can push towards that bottom lane. Like, all the towers outside the base are gone. Baron might be the call here. I mean, they're not rotating towards that inhibitor.
They go for the Baron because, again, objective damage, they could shred it.
It's just a case of trying to figure out what NCI are thinking. What's going through the heads? We have this Elder Drake, so the Baron becomes a lot better of an option, because if it does turn into a fight, we can take that fight a lot easier and then turn that into a game win. But seem to leave it alone. They have King Baldi going to that top lane to try to deal with the minion wave, and he should be able to clear it before it does any real damage to the tower. DCU just keeping the waves as far forward as possible, while at the same time not getting caught by NCI, who are pressing forward in the mid lane, but not choosing to overstep in the attempt to make a fight happen.
The thing right here with NCI is they have the Elder Drake buff. They have that extra damage, but they decide to not go for team fights. You need to force DCU into a team fight, and the only way you can do that is to either run it down mid and go for the inhibitor, which is their option that they're going with, or they're going to go for the Baron. But the thing is, the Elder Drake is about to expire. It has about less than 30 seconds, so for them it's basically now or never at this point, but I think it's just going to be never.
Yeah, it's looking like it will be, unless they find the nice engage. Voltum next taking a bit of damage, actually, just immediately off the bat here. So he needs to watch his steps. Same with Colossal. Dagmeep's going over the wall, seeing if he can get the stun, and will land it onto Quinny. Do they want to pull the trigger on the Galio? No, they do not, but they have the advantage. That step charge.
Oh, Billy Ray Daz gets locked up!
There is the two-man Tempered Fate, and Voltum next went back to base. He's been missing. They take Colossal down to start it off. Alex Duke trying to get the assassination, but the exhaust says no. Sliver has to kite it out with his team falling around him, left, right, and center, looking for the Sliver under the tower, but he drops Sharks. Can he re-enter the fight? Quinny being focused up here, has to go against Spectre with his GA, and all the damage shut down onto Quinny. Voltum next, the one man. Can he make the last
NCI 3v1. Voltum next has to be the savior for DCU right now. NCR pushing for the win. First Nexus Turret goes down. Second Nexus Turret forced to go down here. They could go for the win.
Yeah, they're going to get the second Nexus Tower unless Voltum next steps up and does it. Pops the GA.
Oh, what?
Shut down onto Nora Fox. Drops him at the back. NCI still wants to push it. Spectre has his own, but he flashes away. Scared of these boomerang blades. Last few autos.
Oh, the crits. What the boomerang blades?
The respawns. Watch the respawns.
Voltum next, the Lord and Savior.
From Spectre. This has to be the Lucian going down. And somehow
1v3
Nex saves the Nexus and keeps DCU in this game.
Voltum next, time and time again he steps up. He waits for his team to give him the chance. 1v3 with those two Nexus turrets. 1v3, gets the Guardian Angel, and he actually forces the kill onto Norea Fox, but they could go for the Baron here, and it's all turned around here.
They are
NCI can do nothing
towards the Baron. This is it. All or nothing. DCU putting everything on the line, see if they can finish this off. 3 members, all the damage on the side of NCI.
Dagmeep's has the vision. Sharks is on his way.
They have 4 members in this pit. Sharks will need to make the miracle steal happen.
He needs to go for it. It's now or never.
He's going over the wall. Can he go in? Tempered Fate. Gives a little bit of time to think about it. Goes into the
the steal! What?
He gets the steal. Sharks somehow takes the Baron from DCU. Their last lifeline is taken from them. NCI, Sharks, the Baron steal. Oh my god.
Voltum next. Defense against 1-3. Oh, King Baldi!
He's going for the base.
He doesn't have the Baron buff though. What is he doing?
Alex, dude. Gonna be able to stop him. Oh my god, he just needs
Meanwhile, Billy Ray Daz gets a double kill.
But it's gonna be dropped. Actually, this game has descended into pure and utter chaos. Both of next try to catch
the chase!
flashing after him, and he's able to get him. Bolton Nex's 8th kill of the game stops the Malphite pushing towards his base. DCU, the last 5 minutes of this have to.
I don't even know. Sharks waiting for the right moment to jump here. Tempered Fate buys enough time. DCU right here. Colossal, Alex Dude panics! Smite's already 92 HP! 92 HP on that Baron buff, on that Baron, and then Sharks steps up. Voltum next defense 1v3. Shark says, I'll raise you one and gets the Baron, but then Voltum next says, it doesn't even matter. I'm just gonna go for killing your whole team. Then no one has a Baron buff, and DCU's still turning it around. 47 minutes into this game.
For the first time in forever, DCU are able to get another tower. They take that one in the mid lane that Billy Ray Dyrus chunked 30 minutes ago when he was just pushing that mid lane solo. They finally finish it off because NCI have just been hammering home the pressure ever since that point, and DCU, it looked like they were going to break so many times, but somehow they're managing to keep their Nexus afloat.
I don't even know. We're at the point, again, both these teams. Nexus, wide open, no turrets, no inhibitor right now in the mid lane. And NCI again, Elder Drake, not going to be sounding for another like 5-6 minutes, so we're not going to be seeing that for a while. Again, DCU, they're against a composition that thrives on a team engage. It requires synergy, it requires communication, and time again, NCI go for it, but DCU just read them like an open book and counter them, get those kills, and again, NCI just overstep every single time. Going for the TP to try and end when you don't have the Baron buff isn't gonna work, and I don't even know what Billy Ray Dyrus did when he got a double kill on the AD carries on both Ray Fox and Spectre. I didn't even know, but it doesn't really matter. Here we go again, this could be it.
The stun comes in, that's going to be the depth charge. DCU want this fight here. They used the Nautilus ultimate to try and make it happen, but nothing coming of it there. And DCU playing aggressive. I think they know they need to, because otherwise they'll just be slowly choked out by NCI in this case. But NCI, I imagine they want to start a fight with that Malphite ultimate under the tower if they can. So this is going to be so
They're just waiting
tense.
for
Which team can
all
find the
ultimates
right
available.
Onto everyone on the side of NCI. The Tempered Fate though going to shut down the backline, and Alex Dude is the first casualty. Both the next and Billy Ray Dyrus once again scrambling to safety. They drop Sharks, quitting with the heroic entrance, going to help his team out a little bit, but NCI losing their jungler are going to back off, and once again it is a stalemate when these teams try to fight.
Jungler for jungler, 1 for 1. DCU and NCR are still at it. Almost 50 minutes in this game, and this last game between these two teams, no one is giving up, no one is surrendering, and again the inhibitor is going to spawn for the second time in this game. I don't even know if it's going to be the third time at this point, but we got an Elder Dragon in 50 seconds. That has to be it. Regardless of who gets that dragon, regardless of what happens within the next 5 minutes, that right there, that's the end all of this game.
That Elder Drake should make it or break it. I say should, but I mean...
It has to! I don't even know. It like, what?
I mean, NCI have had so many opportunities, have been so close to taking the game, and DCU managed to stop him. We're going to look at this fight again and see how
Watch Queenie right here. Beautiful play. He just waits for the right moment. Charges us up his taunt within 1-2 seconds. Just wait for it. Here we go. Not really. There it is. Taunt, flash at the right time, gets 4 people from the side of NCI. Spectre's still out of it, and the fact that the knockup, Billy Ray Dyrus again bought so much time. They got the pick, they had the numbers advantage, but still. And again, watch Voltum next, constantly throwing those auto attacks, constantly getting that damage out, and just getting so much damage. Colossal though!
The enemy team, there's 4 of them there. They're going to go up the Nautilus, who flashes over the wall, and he will not go down just yet. But NCI have sent them packing as they tried to get close to that Elder Drake, and now they have complete control of this bottom side of the map.
Yeah, but the Skull Crab has vision for the side of DCU. They know they're not on that dragon. Inhibitors are still available. Nexus is still naked at this point with the inhibitors still trying to defend it, but Elder Dragon still 23 seconds. Baron in less than 2 minutes. NCI say, I don't even care about the Elder Dragon. I want to go for the win. I want to run it down bot lane. Who cares about objectives anymore?
I mean, they can try push and see if they can find the engage. If they can't find the engage, they just go right back to that Elder Drake, and it looks like it's the call with less than 10 seconds on the timer here. They're in great position. Sharks made that steal earlier. Alex Dude might be forced to find himself in a similar situation. Drake pops out onto the rift.
Alex Dude uses ultimate. Tempered Fate whips.
Going to connect. They're down. That ultimate. Dank Meeps not able to land it.
Wave in mid lane though for the side of DCU. If they get the win here, they could go for the win.
They have the waves with them. Top lane as well. on that side of the map. It's looking good for them if they can make the fight happen, but that's a big if. They've been so back and forth so far this game. Billy Ray Dyrus looking for the pick over the side. King Baldy not the target he wants at this point. If he can catch out Spectre, that's golden. Otherwise, he might as well just leave it alone. NCI still keeping pressure on this area.
They're going to start the Elder Dragon here.
They're going to start it up. Going to start it up, see if they can get it. Stun comes in onto them, but they're not able to get more damage down off the back of it. And that's going to be down for the next
here we go!
Colossal looking for the engage. Crystal side bobby onto 3. Once again, Alex Dude is the focus. Goes over the wall, tries to drop Spectre, gets him low, but cannot get him down. And now they need to get Everett to the fight. 2 kills for NCI. Looking for Colossal, but Spectre has fallen. Neurofox getting the damage over the side. King Baldy dropped to support, but Bolton next was still pumping out the crit damage. So NCI can't stick around, even with the man advantage. We could see Neurofox try a tricky play there, but that's a blue turret down in the top lane as the wave was pushing in. They win the fight, but they can't do anything with it.
They got 3 kills, but they're blinking health bars everywhere for the side of NCI, and they can't go anywhere near Voltum next on that Sivir. 10, 4, and 6, full items with a Guardian Angel as well. He's not going to die once. You have to kill him twice in order to win this game. DCU says, you want to win this game, you have to go through me.
You have to go through all 5 of them at this point. Voltum next specifically.
Well, technically all 5, 6, 7, 8 with the Guardian Angels.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a lot of them. Voltum next.
It's 7 v8 with the Guardian Angels counted.
I mean, yeah, I would like Spectre had a Guardian Angel at one point.
I think it already procced, so he just sold and rebought.
Okay, well, it's not up for him right now, so... Or he doesn't have one in his inventory, I mean, so he doesn't have that extra survivability. But look at that, NCI just walking down the mid lane. DCU slow to the rotation. Quinny may be looking for the flank, but the inhib is already gone. Mistakes like that can be massive, given how close this game is.
And this mid lane again, going to be automatically pushing for the side of NCI with this inhibitor. Watch Dank Meeps. Look at how many penguins are following him. I love that skin so much. There's so many penguins. Penguins.
Benedict Cumberbatch, yeah?
Yeah, I love penguins. Anyways, it doesn't really matter at this point. NCI trying to see if they can deny a vision. I believe they do not have a control ward, whereas there's a blue trinket, so they know that the Baron's not started. DCU are not falling for this bait, but they're going to go for the Baron.
They want to get
Look at this damage that's coming out!
Fast. And DCU are nowhere to be seen. There's no way they're getting over there before that Baron falls. And just like that, NCI are going to take it away, but DCU might want to fight it. This could be it, because the base could just fall. King Baldy completely isolated. Heroic entrance from Quinny, not able to catch anyone out. They need to start something. The stun over the wall. Can they catch anyone? They can not. NCI going to make it away with the Baron and not losing anyone.
NCI end up with, again, beautiful shot calling coming from their side. They go for the Baron. They decide to know, yes, we might know that they're not in mid lane, they're not in top lane. We have the vision in their pit because they had such a good amount of vision in the enemy jungle. They knew DCU wasn't there. They knew had the time to go for, and they go for the Baron. But look at this, they have the Elder Dragon. Mid lane is actually having a couple of super minions running it down right there. And look again, because of this Elder Drake, because of those Mountain Drakes, they're shredding. They have the Elder Dragon, they have the Baron. Throwback to GA, but let's see what's gonna happen.
They finally take both the Baron buff and the Elder Drake buff.
They have everything. There's literally nothing left on the map right now.
If this isn't it for NCI, then I don't know how they end this game. Inhib in the top lane exposed, Inhib in the mid lane down. There's an Inhib tower in the bottom lane still standing, but the Nexus, nothing protecting it aside from that. NCI, this has to be it, the make or break, the final push.
Yeah, but still they're going to try and go for this push right now. Mid lane against super minions. Meanwhile, oh, it's going to be King Bald actually pushing towards the bottom side of the map for some reason. Going to try and see if he can apply a little bit of pressure. TP is up, so he could go for the TP if NCI try and go for this engage, but DCU waiting for it. Here we go!
Looking for Neurofox, but it seemed a little bit slow to join in. The gravity field doing a lot of work, and Alex Dude has to flash away from the Tempered Fade. King Baldy has spent all this time walking towards his team. They could just go right towards that. They're looking to push straight through the base, not deal with these inhib towers. Forget that, we'll just go right for the Nexus and see if we can take it all.
King Baldy has joined them. This could be it. It's going to be right here and now, boys and girls. Here we go!
On to Billy Ray. The Danya straight away. Another heroic entrance to see what they could do. Try help Alex Dude out. Can he get the pick to start it off? Guardian Angel going to be popped. Bolton next. Where is Bolton next? Spectre focusing the Nexus, but he's dropped. So is Nora Fox trying to get the autos onto the Nexus.
Bolton next cuts up huge!
Not again. They are denied again by the DCU Titans.
Oh, the TP going in towards the bottom lane.
The Nexus with one last
60 seconds.
fight. They will not be defeated.
60 seconds on the clock. DCU have the chance right here, right now. NCI decided to go for the fight. It didn't work out for them. Thing is, they split it up. They either go for the Nexus or they even go for the fight, but they were just so split up in the end of that. They decided to just go for the kills and go for the Nexus, but it doesn't even matter at this point. They still have about 35 seconds on the clock. DCU, do they have the time?
All they can really do is just push the waves. They had the TP bottom side, so Quinny could maybe go towards that. Bolton Nexus popping on the hunt. He is going for this inhib tower. He might be able to take it, but can he make it out alive? Because see if he can take out the wave.
15 seconds on Nora Fox and Spectre.
Well. Unstoppable force in onto Bolton next. No GA.
He could kill him. What?
There is not. He is shut down. They shut down Bolton next. The 80 carries off the map for the next 75 seconds. And that might just be it.
Voltum X doesn't have any lifesteal. He has all the shreds. He has all the penetration, all the crits, but King Goldilocks has all the armor. He has the Thorn Mail, turns his attack damage into his armor. And again, King Goldilocks is the one who gets the kill and gives NCI more breathing room. They have 50 seconds on the clock right here. Still Inhibitors taking down. Nexus is still available. 45 seconds. Can NCI do it?
They're fighting without their linchpin. Voltum Next has been so clutch time after time in these team fights, but he is not there, and
they have their ultimates in a bit.
Do the job without him.
30 seconds on the clock. Tempered Fate whips.
Tempered Fate is not going to connect. DCU making sure they can dodge out of anything.
Oh, it's up!
Am I back? Yes, we're back! We're back! Oh, you missed the end of the game. Okay, we managed to fix the sound, but man, what a series.
What a series.
What a series.
I mean, Started off, as you said, DCU getting a massive lead, getting the first game, and then NCI just, that is not good. It doesn't even
We're
matter.
having a crazy echo in here, but managed to get it back. And like you said, Game 2, NCI bouncing back. Game 3, DCU looking like they could maybe fight back a little bit, but even then, NCI, it looked like they were set. Game 4, so close between the two teams.
Again, on a nice switch, and
After
the
remake.
game! So many steals left, right, and center. Everyone stepping up for the team. Voltum next, not once, twice saving DCU. And then you have Sharks with the Baron steal. Then you have King Goldilocks taking down Voltum next. Maybe trying to split push towards that mid lane. And that last team fight, I don't even know. NCI just out of nowhere. This game lasted for such a long time. But congratulations, NCI, your Division 2 champions.
Congratulations to the NCI Panthers, indeed. Commiserations to the DCU Titans, who fought very, very bravely, but in the end, so close, yet so far. I think we have another final after this as well.
Yeah, we still have the Division 1 final between the Mighty Ducks and Medusa Destroyer.
Make sure you stick around as well to see how that one plays out. We will be back in a bit. Stay tuned.